So the Senate is getting a lot closer to unveiling this bill, and of course, the closer things are, the more we know about it. Leaks start to come out, and it does look like, if they can really unveil this and get it through, it would be historic. I mean, we're talking about really tough border security measures. We're talking about a path to citizenship for 11 million people, and really robust kind of work visa programs to let in people in the future. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people.
So you wrote the story this week that told everybody about what tough border security measures mean in this bill, as the senators who are putting it together envision it. It's a pretty comprehensive list, if they're serious about it, that says essentially you have to tell us that you're monitoring 100% of the U.S.-Mexican border, and you have to tell us you're catching 90% of the people who are trying to sneak across it. That's the standard for tough border security before the rest of this citizenship can happen.
Right, and that's just the standard for, the southern border with Mexico. We're also talking about mandatory e-verify for every employer, and a way to monitor the people who come in on visas to make sure that they actually leave. But I think this is one of those things where the devil is definitely in the details. We're going to have to see what the legislative language looks like to make sure there are teeth to back up these provisions, and that's how we know whether this is a serious plan about border security or something that's masquerading as a serious plan.
Where's the public on this thing? Is the public in favor of immigration reform? Well, we did a new poll this week.
Yeah,
right?
we have a new poll, and it kind of overwhelmingly shows that people are in favor of immigration reform. Definitely, they're even more so in favor if you get some kind of punishment, if you kind of extract a pound of flesh from the people who came here illegally. It showed that I think the highest numbers were if there's a plan that makes people kind of pay fines, pay back taxes, go through a background check, learn English. I think it's pretty clear that nobody wants to make this particularly easy for the people who are already in the United States, but they definitely want them to be able to start working legally and get citizenship.
But I guess the question is, are they setting up such high hurdles on the border security that actually they'll never be able to comply? And although even if they reach some agreement now, they're just setting up a battle for the future.
11 million currently illegal people in kind of a state of limbo in which they're not illegal anymore, but they're not citizens
Which is
either.
supposedly what we're trying to fix here.
Well, exactly.
Right,
yeah.
and so that's the question. I mean, what happens if 10 years from now we haven't met all these measures? Are these people never going to get green cards? And that's what immigration advocates are really worried about. Or if you let these targets fall by the wayside, are we going to be having this conversation again in 10 years where there are millions more immigrants?
By the way, is the history of immigration reform in this country. We had this conversation, only you and I have been around long enough to remember this, in 1986 when everybody thought all these problems had been solved, and it turns out none of them had been solved, at least not permanently. But